that seemed to be terrible, really awful at the time, but later you were really grateful for? Not tying your shoes, guys. Something else. A situation that seemed to be terrible, awful at the time, but later on you were grateful for. Number 4.
Wow. He needs to be a part of this group immediately, right? Her name is Jewell, and funny enough, Mark and I were just having this conversation. So I'm living in San Antonio, and I'm working for QVC, which I absolutely hate, because it feels like I'm under the gun all the time. You know, the matrix is crazy. You have to process a whole order, and not trying to shoot down your former business associate sort of thing, Brian, but you have to process a whole order in 1 minute and 49 seconds. Wow. And if you do not get that process in that time, if you get to 150, all of your prior calls disappear from your matrix. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And working at QVC was like a wish that I had 20 years earlier. So when I got it, I was like, oh my God, I'm working for QVC. I never shopped. I think this is one of the items I got. Because it probably ran like $40 and I paid $6. So I quit. I can't take it, and I leave. And I know that I'm not going to get unemployment benefits. I'm with you, baby. It's okay. And so I'm going to try anyway. So I leave and I look for work, and I find work, but I don't find work that is really enough to support me. So now I'm in trouble, and I'm about to get evicted from my apartment. And it's the first apartment that I've had since giving up my apartment in Tampa in like 2015 or something like that. So the eviction process starts, and the manager's really funky with me. And so I call the police on her, which makes me feel it makes me feel amazing. So I call the police on her, they go in there, they calm her down. And it feels bad on the outset because I'm thinking of what other people would think. But I realize I'm probably in a really good space. I get evicted, and I get the opportunity to come back to Florida. I hadn't seen my son in 3 years. My son ended up homeless too. And so now we're together, right? I don't have money. This little job is not paying me enough, but here's what happens. I get the offer to come back to Florida, and then I get a phone call a couple of days later, and the person says to me, like, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going back to Florida. And immediately, she never asked the question. Because I said to God, I said, listen, if I'm going back to Florida, you need to hook a sister up with a ticket. We need to get that taken care of. 3 days later, I get a ticket. And I come back to Florida. I like that. Thank you, Al.